As many of you probably already know, I am a huge fan of Glee. I love Glee, I am a Gleek, and as I said before, season 2 has really not been really attracting me that often. But since episode 6, I've been really into this show. And that's for one reason: Dave Kurtofsky. His storyline has been, in my opinion, the best storyline we've had on Glee thus far. And it may be the only real character arc the series has ever had. Because if you look at it, every character from now is the same as they were in season 1. Nothing has really changed. I mean, Rachel has slowly been sort of getting a little bit nicer, but not that much, because any development she had in season 1 regressed in like the first 4 episodes. But now, since she's been having less spotlight, it's become more of a Kurt-centric storyline. She has been becoming a better person. I did see the preview for the next episode of Glee, and she's like showing him how to smile and be happy. So she's obviously becoming a more, encouraging friend, but everyone else is pretty much stationary on the show. So it's good to finally see a character arc, especially from a character who no one really expected it from. I mean, Azimo and Dave are just bullies. No one really ever thought they were going to be anything bigger than that. However, I have a problem with everyone on the Glee forums having to make dirt shit out of this all the time. It has gone from being about a character study to now being about shipping. As soon as you put shipping into a situation, you know it's going to be war, violence, blood, and anger, and frustration, and just... Because on the Glee forums, which I'm a part of because I like to read the Kurtofsky thread, because I am a shipper of that, in the future, okay, I already know what people say: how can you ship it? He hurt Kurt, he was a bully, blah blah blah. If he is a bully and all that kind of stuff, I don't say he's not. I didn't say that Kurt has to suddenly bad on and be like, I love you, you're awesome, you're the best. I don't think that, okay? Just because I ship some weird stuff in fandom does not mean I think that a relationship on the show should be based on that. I believe in David having to really kiss Kurt's ass to get back into Kurt's good graces. And I'm not trying to give him a half-ass thing for that. He has to work for Kurt's affection. I'm not trying to make it seem as though, I think he needs to be with him right away. That's not my thing. And I find it offensive that some people assume that anyone who likes that ship or cares about that ship or thinks that he can be redeemed hates Kurt and is the spawn of the devil and supports, romances that are negative and abuse and torment and stuff like that. First of all, it's not an abusive relationship. They're not together, okay? If everyone who bullies someone else is in an abusive relationship, that's a lot of relationships going on in the world, because people get bullied all the time. I got bullied when I was a kid. It happens. One of the people who ended up bullying me when I was a kid ended up being my best friend in like the last few years of middle school. People change. And high school is, quite frankly, a really shitty ass place to be. And I'm not saying that I am saying he's right, because I don't think he's right, but I understand why he would act the way he does. And I find it obnoxious that so many people are just so against his redemption. And I was reading this thing where people saying that they would actually be happy if he committed suicide because he's been such a bully. And I'm just like, really? Are you really serious with this kind of shit? Really? Because if that's the case, I would like to see Puck please go off a fucking ladder, because he's a bully. Rachel may not be popular and she may not be like a Cheerio, but she is a bully. And Santana and all of those characters who people love enough have to go, just like he does. And I'm tired of the bias of it. I'm tired of the bias of, if you're cute and you make mistakes as a character, you're suddenly a bad character. Or if you are not just with the main clique of friends, you're also a bad character. It really irritates me, because I feel as if people aren't thinking of this in terms of how these people react instead of the environment they've been given. And, it's not even about favorite characters. They just make it all about shipping. And it really irritates me, because it's not about shipping. It's about the character study and the character arc of someone who doesn't feel that they should be gay and is gay. I mean, you look at those politicians out there in the world who are so anti-homosexual rights and end up being homosexual themselves because they are in a situation where are not thought as the type of people who should be gay. I mean, look at the way Armenia treats gays. They're either one way or the other. I mean, most gay men on television are Kurt, or Will Truman, and Jack McFarland, and Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, and all that kind of stuff like that. There are hardly any male gay characters who are just regular guys jockey guys who are openly gay because it's not thought that you should be openly gay and that kind of person. It does not mesh. You got people who are lesbian, women who are lesbians, and if you're an attractive lesbian, you are thought to be doing it for attention. And if you're not an attractive lesbian, you just can't get any other guy, so you're just a butch. And it's that double standard that has to be corrected. And I think that Glee is doing a good thing by introducing a character who doesn't like his own sexuality. Sexuality is complicated. Sexuality is not an easy thing to deal with, especially when you're dealing with a society that says that being homosexual is wrong for the most part. And develop that and stop having everyone be this black and white idea of what a homosexual or whatever person should be. It's ridiculous, and the fandom is being ridiculous because they're trying to make this into something it definitely is not. I doubt the writers would ever try to make, force Kurt to suddenly just forgive everything Dave has done, even though he's forgiven Finn for everything he's done, and Puck for everything he's done, and Rachel, and the list goes on and on of everyone else who's turned a blind eye to being bullied, even Sue. And this storyline is the only storyline I'm honestly really caring about in Glee. I don't give a shit about sectionals or any other character right now. That storyline is what's important to me. And just to clarify the air, I love Kurt. I think he's fantastic, even though he's the male Rachel Berry. He's a fun character. I love him. I wish him the best, even though he's a fictional character. I want him to be happy. And his storyline with Blaine, aka Harry Potter, is just not interesting. That's why I don't care. That's why I don't ship them, because it's not interesting. There's nothing to be learned from that storyline. How are we going to teach gay males that to fix your problems, you run away to a new school and find your little perfect gay boyfriend? To me, there's nothing to be gained from that besides just the satisfaction of seeing your character be happy, which is fine if that's what you want. If you just want Kurt to be happy and just be with Blaine because he's sweet and just the perfect guy for him, go ahead, put him with Jesse St. James Part 2. Because you know it's not going to end well anyway, because last time we had the storyline, Rachel got egged in the face, because, let's face it, Blaine, Jesse St. James, same friggin' thing. And I'm not saying that I dislike Blaine's character. I don't. I think he's funny. I think he's cute from what I've seen with him. He's obviously talented. I love the Harry Potter musicals. So I'm a fan of Darren Criss. I think he's doing a great job. It's good to see him getting work in Glee and being a real, upgraded from just YouTube to real celebrity status. But at the same time, I, as a viewer, want a storyline that'll be worth something. Because for the most part, Glee is not even about storylines. It had two pregnancy storylines at the same time. That's what Glee does. And just silliness. It's been all about the music and about Glee and about the moment and be stars and Rachel taking over the entire show. Now we finally are having a story arc about something of value and worth listening to. So we need to stop thinking in this whole little Gleeality and think about the big picture. And it's not about who you want your favorite character to end up with. It's about what makes a better story, one, and what tells something real. I mean, I don't know. I find it frustrating that so many people are just against it. And I think it's partly because of appearance, to be perfectly honest with you. Because honestly, I think the guy who plays Dave is totally, totally hot and adorable. I mean, he's so little cuddly. I just want to hug him. And he has this picture where he has a beard. Just like, I love beards. Because I love beards. Beards are awesome. And I find him attractive, but he's definitely not the stereotypical male leading lady. He's not leading man. He's not Finn. And he's obviously not Puck. And honestly, if Puck had been the one to have been really be gay after being a bully, everyone would be like, yay, that's hot, that's sexy, blah, 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 blah. But for some reason, when Dave does it, it's like, ew, no, stop her. Ew, he's not cute like Blaine. It's obnoxious. And it's so shallow and so disgusting that it's just, it makes me not even care what some of the people have to say. My problem basically is that they lack the ability to see the potential, one of just the written of support storyline potential as just a show. I mean, as a writer, you want to write something that's memorable, but also good, a good story. This is a good story. Great acting, and it's fun, it's entertaining, and it creeps you out. You feel afraid for Kurt, you feel nervous for Kurt, you feel nervous for Dave, you feel emotions. And I haven't felt those kind of emotions in Glee besides just laughter in a long, long time. The writers obviously must be a big fan of Buffy, because in season 2 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, episode called Phases, there is a jock character who, from the football team, named Larry who outs himself to be gay when he's talking to Xander about what's gonna happen if people find out that he's gay.